In 2026, airport scanners won't just scan your bag, they'll analyze behavior, object density, and even battery heat signatures. And one small mistake in your carry-on could now trigger delays, confiscation, or even fines. If you're a senior traveler, a parent flying with medication, or a frequent flyer with tech gear, this video could literally save your trip. These TSA carry-on rule updates for 2026 are already being tested in major airports worldwide. And the rule that's causing the most surprise confiscations right now is coming up in just a moment. Rule 1. Smart luggage and power bank batteries. Biggest confiscation risk. Smart luggage and power banks are now the #1 cause of surprise confiscations at airport security. In 2026, the biggest issue isn't just battery size, it's whether the battery is removable. If your suitcase has a sealed, built-in battery that security can't detach, it may be flagged immediately. Heat detection scanners, now active in many major airports, can also detect batteries that run hot, even if they're within size limits. Here's the simple rule. Airline limits are measured in watt-hours, not just milliamp hours. Most airlines allow up to 100 watt-hours in your carry-on without approval. Anything higher can trigger delays or confiscation. This change hits business travelers and digital nomads the hardest, since they travel with multiple power sources. To avoid problems, use TSA-approved removable power banks and battery-safe backpacks designed for airport screening. These small upgrades can save you from losing expensive gear at the checkpoint. Rule 2. Liquids and the death of the 311 rule, partially. For years, travelers have lived by the 311 liquid rule, but in 2026, that rule is only partially true. Some major airports now use advanced CT scanners that can safely screen full-size liquids without removing them from your bag. That means at a few modern terminals, large shampoo bottles, full water bottles, and even drinks may pass through with no issue at all. But here's the danger. Many airports still strictly enforce the old 3.4-ounce limit. And the real problem happens during connections. You might pass through security with a full-size liquid in one airport, only to have it confiscated at your next stop. This is where travelers lose hundreds of dollars in toiletries, specialty foods, and duty-free items. The only safe rule that works everywhere is this. If your trip has a connection, pack liquids as if the 311 rule still fully applies. Rule 3. Food items that trigger secondary search. Food is one of the most common reasons travelers get pulled into secondary screening, and it often surprises people the most. The highest risk items in 2026 aren't sandwiches or snacks, but anything that's spreadable or compressible. Nut butters, hummus, cream cheese, yogurt, protein gels, and similar foods all fall into a gray zone. Cultural foods, especially thick sauces, pastes, and stews, are also frequently flagged. Here's the key psychology behind the scanners. If TSA can't instantly define something as a solid with visual certainty, their system automatically categorizes it as a liquid. And once it's treated like a liquid, the 311 limits apply, even if you think of it as food. That's why travelers regularly lose expensive health snacks, specialty foods, and homemade items at security. The safest rule is simple. If it spreads, squeezes, or pours, don't carry it on. Now this next one is where seniors and families are getting hit hardest in 2026. Rule 4. Medication, CBD, and supplements, high emotion section. Medications are one of the most emotionally stressful parts of airport security, especially for seniors, caregivers, and anyone managing a chronic condition. In 2026, the biggest mistake travelers make is using unlabeled pill organizers. If officers can't immediately verify what a pill is, you may face delays, extra screening, or even confiscation. Liquid prescriptions over the standard limit are still allowed, but only when they're clearly declared before scanning. CBD creates even bigger risks. While it may be legal in one country or state, it can still be illegal at your destination or during international connections, leading to serious legal trouble. Injectable medications, including insulin, must be properly declared and packed for inspection. To protect yourself, use TSA-compliant medical organizers with clear labeling and leak-proof medical bags for liquids and injectables. These small precautions protect your health, your time, and your peace of mind at security. Rule 5. Clothing, body scans, and AI flagging. Clothing is becoming a bigger factor in airport delays than most travelers realize. Heated jackets, battery-insulated coats, compression wear with embedded wiring, and even some medical wearables can now trigger secondary screening. AI-powered body scanners detect unusual heat patterns, wiring density, and electronic signals, so even clothing that looks normal on the outside can raise red flags instantly. Medical wearables like glucose monitors, pain management devices, and smart posture sensors are also more common causes of alarms during screening. None of these items are banned, but they often slow you down. Here's how to dress to pass through security in under 12 seconds. Wear simple layers with no built-in electronics. Avoid metallic fibers around the waist or chest, and place all heated or wired clothing in your carry-on tray before you walk through the scanner. If you wear a medical device, calmly inform the officer before screening begins. Preparation prevents delays, embarrassment, and unnecessary pat-downs. Rule 6. Electronics Removal Expansion. Electronics removal is expanding in 2026, and it's catching even seasoned travelers off guard. It's no longer just laptops. Tablets, compact camera rigs, gaming consoles, and multi-port battery hubs are now routinely required to come out of your bag in many standard lanes. The reason is simple. Dense electronics stacked together block the CT scanner's view and trigger manual inspections. This is where people lose time. A tangled bag full of tech can turn a 30-second scan into a 5-minute search. Pre-check still helps, but at some upgraded hubs, even pre-checked travelers are being asked to remove larger tablets and camera equipment during peak times. Here's the FastPass strategy. Pack all large electronics in one easy-access pouch, keep cables separate, and never stack power hubs directly on top of tablets. When the bin hits the belt, everything should be visible in one layer. That alone can save you a reset. Even some pre-check lanes now require removal. Rule 7. Cash, jewelry, GPS tags, and hidden compartments. Cash, jewelry, and tracking devices are under heavier scrutiny in 2026, not because they're banned, but because of how they appear on modern scanners. Smart rings, chunky jewelry, GPS tags, and anti-theft secret pockets often create dense, layered shapes that slow down automated screening. And here's the psychology shift that surprises most people. Security systems now flag bags that look too organized. Hidden compartments and tightly layered valuables can resemble deliberate concealment to an algorithm. This is where travelers get pulled for manual inspection, even when they've done nothing wrong. Large amounts of cash can also trigger declaration questions, especially on international routes. The safest move is simple. Carry valuables in one clearly visible pouch, avoid stacking trackers directly under metal objects, and never hide cash inside secret pockets when flying internationally. Visibility equals speed. Over-concealment now causes the very delays travelers are trying to avoid. Rule 8. International connection traps. Most common traveler failure. International connections are the most common place travelers lose items, even when they followed the rules at their departure airport. A bag that clears security in the Middle East can fail instantly in Europe. What passes easily in parts of Asia may be confiscated in North America. Duty-free alcohol is one of the biggest heartbreak items. Travelers legally buy it after security, only to lose it during a connection that still enforces liquid limits. This failure happens because each airport follows its own enforcement standards, even when countries share aviation agreements. And here's the rule most travelers never hear. If your trip has 2 countries, you always follow the strictest airport, not the easiest. The safest strategy is to assume every connection will enforce the toughest version of the rules. That mindset alone prevents lost purchases, missed flights, and painful surprises halfway through your journey. 2026. Safe Packing Checklist. Retention Lock. Before you zip your bag, run this 2026 Safe Packing Checklist, because these 5 checks alone prevent most airport losses. First, removable batteries only. If a battery can't be detached, expect delays or confiscation. Second, label all liquid medications clearly and declare them before scanning. Unlabeled bottles trigger extra screening. Third, solids only for snacks. If it spreads, squeezes, or pours, it doesn't belong in your carry-on. Fourth, Simple clothing through security. No heated jackets, wired compression gear, or hidden electronics on your body. And fifth, electronics ready for removal. Tablets, camera gear, gaming devices, and power hubs should be packed for one-layer scanning. Pause this screen. This checklist alone saves thousands of travelers every day from missed flights, lost gear, and unnecessary stress. Smart packing isn't about luck. It's about following the rules before they surprise you. If this saved you from losing time, money, or medication, hit like so other travelers don't get caught. Subscribe for real airport travel intelligence. We break rules down before they break your TR.